0.9 is dropping with a bunch of new updates for you to get your teeth stuck into. I'm Mod Doom. Let's get right into it. The 0.9 update is launching with the range skill, and as with all of our other skills, in early access this is going to go all the way up to level 50 as you'd expect, and it comes with a plethora of new stuff. We've got new weapons, new arrow types, new skill spells, a new fletching bench, and skill upgrades just like the magic update in 0.8. First, you've got the snare skill spell. As you progress through the skill tree even further, you'll be able to upgrade snare with venomous trapper, and now once you've reached that milestone, every snare that you place will also deal poison damage, giving you extra DPS, allowing you to take down those bigger targets even faster. So look forward to that. We've also got a new passive ability that you'll unlock through progressing through the tree called Hunter Sense. As with any ranged combat enthusiast, you want to know where your targets are before you start fighting, and you want to know where every enemy is around you. Your keen wits are going to keep you alive on Ashenfall, and this is a way to get an edge. When you take a few moments to crouch and really take in your surroundings, your super perception will allow you to see enemies through walls and through obstacles. You'll be able to sense where they are and know where they're coming from. Use that to your advantage to plan your attacks, and you'll be able to get the drop on enemies a little more easily. Okay, so you can pin enemies down and you know where they are. How do you hurt them? Well, you can enchant your bow with astral magic to now use spectral arrow to pierce multiple enemies with a single shot. So when you've got enemies clustered up, all desperate to run you down and kill you, you can hit multiple enemies at the same time. And as you upgrade that, you'll be able to deal more damage with better weapons and punch through all those enemies with even more powerful arrows. So look forward to that. One-handed crossbows are here. Along with that, we've added new bolts and plenty of ways for you to utilize those bolts. So get excited. We've also added an archery target that you'll be able to place from the build menu that lets you practice your aim, and if you hit a bullseye, you'll get a little bit of a fanfare, so you can bring your friends and show off, and if you hear it off in the distance, just know that one of your server mates is putting in a little bit of an extra grind to try and practice to make sure they're the sharpshooter of the group. We've also added the fletching bench, which is going to be an essential part of your ranged skill experience. You're going to need to build this under some coverage, so unfortunately it's going to have to be somewhere safe and dry because soggy bolts don't fly as well or something. I don't really know. I'm not a scientist. But what I can tell you is you can put that down and that will give you access to all of the new bolts, arrows, crossbows, bows, whatever it's going to be that you're making. You can craft them all at the fletching bench. Get yourself geared up and ready to rock. So enjoy the new build. The ranged skill also comes with trick shots in 0.9. Trick shots are for both bows and crossbows and are unlocked separately as you progress through the tree. For bows, you'll notice a glint when you fully draw back the arrow. Time that perfectly to critically strike, and in some cases, even break the guard of shielded enemies, allowing you a moment to critically strike. For crossbows, this will allow you to reload your bow more quickly for perfectly timed rhythmic inputs. Make sure you're hitting that timing perfectly and your DPS is going to skyrocket. You're going to be doing more damage more effectively, and you'll just be throwing bolts out like nobody's business. We are so excited to be introducing creative mode as part of the 0.9 update. Obviously, these are going to be separate worlds that you need to build from scratch and boot up. Once you create a new world in 0.9, you'll be able to opt into making them a creative world. In this, AI will be non-hostile, all of the hunger and thirst and exhaustion mechanics will be completely removed, there'll be no limits on carry weight, everything will be unlocked immediately from the moment you load into the world, so you can jump straight in and start building and go crazy, whether you want to go for a cozy little cottage in Bryn Mawr, or you want to go to the Storm-Touched Highlands and build a castle that would make Zamorak weep. The choice is yours. You'll be able to access every building piece, regardless of level unlock or requirement. Everything will be in there from scratch, and you'll be able to dive right in. Now, the characters you use in creative mode will be locked to creative worlds. To accommodate that, we've doubled the number of characters that you're going to be able to create in the menu, and they'll each be labeled accordingly to the kind of world that they're attached to, whether it's the campaign or vanilla Dragonwilds experience, or creative or custom. You'll be able to see which ones are assigned to which and choose accordingly. We are also launching custom world settings with the 0.9 update. When you create a new world, you'll now be prompted to choose whether you want the regular Dragonwilds experience, a creative world, or a custom world. You'll have dedicated characters set to custom worlds, and in the advanced tab, you'll be able to change settings across all sorts of different varieties. You can have over 40 settings: damage, thirst, hunger, XP rates, enemy difficulty, processing speeds, all sorts of ways for you to tweak the experience to make it truly your own, even down to the kind of enemy you're fighting. So if goblins are no problem, but you really want to tone down those vault guardians, we got you covered. Get stuck in and let us know how you find it. We're so excited to see how people are customizing their experiences and making them truly their own. As we mentioned in our blog post last month, we're still tinkering away with controller input settings, and we want to consider this an initial release, which still needs polish. So we're going to be putting that out with the 0.9 update. This is going to let you lock on to enemies with the camera and navigate through menus, and we've re-optimized and refreshed a few input bindings as well. We'll keep you updated on how we're getting on with the controller refactoring, and it's something we're going to continue to tinker away with in the background. And we've also implemented functional keyboard rebinding at the same time as this. So don't worry, keyboard and mouse chads, we are eating good. But controller fans, we're also continuing to iterate on this and develop the updates further. But this is just a first pass. There will be more updates to controller support coming. We're going to keep working on it. So look forward to that in the near future. As part of the feedback that we've been receiving throughout RuneScape Dragonwilds time in early access, one thing has been coming up quite a lot. Players want to enjoy the multiplayer experience and invite people in to join their worlds and slay dragons together. But you also don't want to get all your stuff nabbed and your walls destroyed. That'd be a bit rude. So we've introduced not one, not two, but 3 new anti-griefing measures. We've got gravestone protection, so that it's a gameplay setting that you can toggle on that will mean that players will not be able to loot your gravestone. Only you will be able to take the stuff that's there. So if you have that switched off and you're with friends you can trust, you can say, hey, go and grab my stuff for me. I'm not going to make it, go on without me. But if you're in a multiplayer world with strangers who you might not trust as much, you can toggle that on to say, hey, I want to be able to go and get my stuff from my gravestone. Old Boney's going to be fine with that. Death has managed to cut us a deal where he will protect your stuff so that only you can reclaim it. So look forward to that coming with the update. We've also added a build protection totem. It's an area that you can place with a sphere of influence around it where other players can't build in that area. You can place up to 8 of them, and they have a limited radius, so you can optimize where you position these to stop players from building anything in those areas. But that does mean that when you put those down, that's an area that you have some protection from other players building in. You can kind of protect your space, and it stops anything being tinkered with. So if you've spent ages laboriously building something that you're really, truly passionate about and that you care a lot about, pop those totems down, get it protected, and you can breathe a little easier that none of your walls are going to vanish overnight, because it's happened to me. The third additional feature that we've added is chest privacy. You can now click a checkbox on any of your storage chests. When you place them down, you can now lock them as the owner. When an owner places down a chest, you can now tick a checkbox that says private, and now only you will be able to access its contents and utilize what's inside, rather than letting anyone pop in and grab what they need. If there is something that you want to really protect, you can make that a private chest just for you. We've recently done a little bit of a pass on a couple of herbs, namely Marantil and Harlander. We noticed that the Antipoison initially used Harlander. We've made that change. So now Antipoison is correctly made with Marantil, as you would expect on the mainland of Gielinor, and it now resists poison buildup rather than preventing it. So you can create anti-poison potions to reduce how quickly poison builds up on you, but it won't immediately wipe it out. It stacks, however, with the fungal fortitude buff, which you can get from cooking food. So you should think about cooking meals to get that fungal fortitude buff. And the fungal fortitude buff will now fully prevent buildup of poison. So if you want to slow it down, you can take the anti-poison when you're wading through poisonous swamps or trying to avoid getting poison buildup from basically any source. But if you want to fully prevent the buildup of poison, fungal fortitude is the way to go. So Marantil for anti-poison, fungal fortitude to be poison free. We have added a whole host of bug fixes to the 0.9 update as well, including lots of optimizations for multiplayer that the engineers have been working super hard on. It all sounds super technical. I'm not smart enough to understand a lot of it. All I know is that there's lots of desync issues that players were experiencing that we're now looking to resolve. The clock widget, AI combat, projectiles, sound effects, UI and icon fixes, loads of awesome stuff is coming in. We've also improved the Abyssal Whip special attack, so it now does the intended amount of damage to Velgar. We've got AI fixes so that they no longer attack through those palisade walls. Thank you to folks who pointed that out. We've got cloud visibility when it's raining. We've got player waypoints appearing on the compass. We've got loads of good stuff. As always, we'll be listening to your feedback in our Discord, in our Reddit, and across all of our socials. So we want to hear from you. We hope you enjoy the 0.9 update. You're looking forward to the additional updates coming in 0.9.1 and beyond on the road to Fell Hollow. If you want to see everything that's coming your way, you can check out the blog from Mod Bitfox and myself earlier this month, where we laid out all of our plans between now and Fell Hollow launching in December. We hope you're excited for it. We're looking forward to sharing more news with you about every update coming your way to RuneScape Dragonwilds very soon. On behalf of the entire RuneScape Dragonwilds team, I want to say thank you so much again for all of your support. Thank you to everyone who has left a Steam review. We have read every single one. I mean it, we've read every single one. Mod Bitfox sits there and reads every last Steam review. So if you've enjoyed your time with RuneScape Dragonwilds, why not consider leaving a Steam review? Let us know how you feel, give us your feedback. We always want to hear from you, and we're so excited to keep delivering updates all the way through to Fell Hollow and into 2026, where we've got so much content coming your way. Until next time, be good, and I'll see you in Ashenfall. Take care.